guys, okay, this should be a short-ish video, we'll see. But I think one of the most common questions I get when I talk to people, I mean, a month, how do I make $1 million, is should I, as a freelance copywriter, start a newsletter, a social media site, a website, all of these things? So let's talk about it. And I have always erred on the side of no, with the mindset that tweeting is not more important than getting clients in the order of priority. I know tons of people and see them online who tweet all day, every day, interact with people, and have no clients and no income and no money. But they're like a professional copywriter, according to Twitter, right? And I think there's an order to things. So we're going to talk about the different approaches really quick on them, because I don't think no is always the default answer, because that's not really correct. It's a little more multi-tiered and a little more complicated than that. So let's just dive into it while we look at also my pens and my highlighters. Tell me you're a writer without telling me you're a writer. Okay. So if you want to be a freelance copywriter, the first and foremost question I want you to answer when you think about these things and all these steps and growth and business and marketing and blah, how long do you want to do this for? Truly. If you're like, okay, I want to do freelance forever and, build a business, and like, this is where my career is going. I don't see myself ever going back to a job. This is it. Which I would say you wouldn't even know until like your first few months, a year, maybe even doing it. If you've never done it, your answer cannot be yes, because you may date your first few clients and be like, actually, it's just like saying like, oh, I want to be a professional bodybuilder, but you've never lifted a weight, right? Like, do it for a while before you declare that. But if you're at that point where you're like, this is it, yes. And maybe, you may shift a little bit from like freelance copywriting and slide into like SEO work, or related marketing things. In that case, I think you need it all. I think you need an email newsletter. I think you need the social media. I think you need a website. At the very least, the website and the newsletter. Very least. You need to build a business if you want to do it forever. Now, going back to step, there are two ways you can get clients. Inbound, meaning they come to you because you do marketing activities and you bring them to you. Or outbound, where you go get them. That's you pitching. That is you showing up to events. My neighbors are being so loud right now. Please buy my course so I can buy a house with a yard one day. But inbound and outbound. And you have to know your strengths as a copywriter and as a marketer, as a person, as a business owner. Inbound, or I'm sorry, I think I put it over here. Inbound means when you do marketing stuff and they come to you, means you have to do stuff for them to come to you, which means content, which means being on podcasts and being interviewed, which means a blog, SEO. You have to do something to have your clients stumble across this, so then they contact you. Outbound, you have to be very good at marketing or networking, talking to people, pitching them directly, going out, finding. I'm much better at this than I am at this. I'm working on this, but this is my strength. And so I haven't had to focus fully on like Twitter and Instagram as much, because I know I'm a shark and I will hunt and I will capture. So, and that also requires you to ask clients for referrals. That also requires you to nurture your clients, to keep in touch with them, to keep hunting for more clients to pitch. And that is my realm. That is my energy. But I'm working more on this because inbound, once you get it set up, which this outbound, you can find a client within a week, right? Just like pitching, hunting, like going all out, going to networking events, tapping your current network, all that thing. You can find results fast. Over here, oh God, SEO. First of all, when you start a website, it takes like 6 months for Google to even acknowledge that a site has been created, right? Like, it takes months of work and labor and effort and all of these things, which is great because then later on You don't have to like hunt as much because now clients are finding you and contacting you from all of that work. But this takes like a year to start paying off, realistically. And this is like immediate. So if you truly want to do this full time, all the time, you know this is it, you've done it, it tickles your fancy, you're so excited to do it forever, you need both. You need both. Because this gets tiring, and this you can't depend on all the time. You need to also know how to pitch, because both of them kind of dance within each other. Almost all businesses have like both of some degree. So that is not my answer. Of if you only want to freelance just to like on the side make some ends meet until you're certified in something else and now you want to do something else, or you want to get an agency job, then you don't need to do all of this. You want to you want to go back to the workforce. All of that is way too much work. Just pitch some clients, network with some people, like call it a day. Don't worry about social media and a newsletter and all that thing. I think a website would be nice because you need to have something to show, like at least a portfolio of some kind. But that's it. I wouldn't worry about like a blog and updating it and all that. Only if you know you want to do this, or you're setting up a website for like a project or like a business you want to do long term, then you have to play in all of that area. Otherwise, you're good and you're free and you just do your client work and be happy with it, and don't worry about Twitter. Don't stress yourself out over all that. Which all of this is to say requires some deep reflection, because I think a lot of people think they're entrepreneurial when they're really, really great at a job and they're really, really great at being told what to do. It is very hard to have both of these giant, along with mastering sales, along with actually being a good copywriter, along with balancing your checkbooks, along with the giant list of to-dos that is now on your shoulders if you're doing this yourself. And I think a lot of people really, really, really need to get in touch with their hearts and souls and figure out if freelance is right for them in the first place before they even do all this. Because it's really fun and really sexy and a really fun idea, which is why I'm so bullish on like growing a Twitter account and all those things, Instagram, TikTok. Is that like, that just lets you, with the illusion of like plain business, because also just, and then we're almost done, is the problem with this is a lot of people start here. A website is so sexy and you launch it and it's exciting. Now you have a Twitter account and you're getting followers and all that thing and all that, but you're not that good at what you do. So now you've got all this, and then a client comes into the pipeline and they say yes and they give you money, and then you botch the job. And now you've done all this, but there goes your little reputation down the drain. Or you do all this and then you get them on the phone and you can't land a client because you have absolutely no sales skills. And I think a lot of that is plain business versus like doing business. And I think that's why I'm so hard on it all the time. But if you're good at what you do, or at the very least you're trying very, very hard to become better, then fine. Play and all the things and start your blog and your social medias and all that. But until you've done that, and until you've at least pitched some clients, worked with them, had them have a retainer at least, or at least like 10, 20 projects under your belt, then I think you are ready to make that decision, if you are ready to jump in, and then jump in. Okay, that is now my answer officially for now on whether copywriters should start social media, a website, a blog, all the things. Okay, that is it. Let me know if you have any questions about any of that. I think that's it. Is that it? That's it. Bye, guys.